President Trump following through on his promise to make border security a priority, taking plenty of steps to stop the migrant crisis.
This is actually an executive order designating the cartels and other organizations to be foreign terrorist organizations.
That's a big one.
Sir, this next order relates to the definition of birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment of the United States.
Good. That's a good one. Birthright. That's a big one.
Sir, this is a proclamation declaring a national emergency at the southern border of the United States.
That's a big one. A lot of big ones, huh?
A lot of big ones. Former DHS Deputy Assistant Secretary, former acting ICE Director, and former federal prosecutor Jonathan Fahey joins me now. Jonathan, let's focus on the one that I'm particularly interested in, cartels. What effect does it have on these cartels, calling them foreign terrorist organizations from a legal perspective?
Well, I think what it mostly is going to do is saying anyone, meaning banks and other things that are doing business with these cartels and cartel members, will be prohibited from doing so, which will make it harder for the cartels to conduct their business if they're not able to conduct banking and other things like that. It also sends a I think most importantly, it sends a strong message to these cartels, to Mexico, that we are done, we are taking them seriously, that their reign on the southern border is over, and so I think those are the two most important things: is restrict access to funds and just show the ultimate seriousness of President Trump on this issue.
When Trump orders the, quote, clarification of the military's role in border security, how do you expect that to play out, Jonathan?
It's going to play out a couple of ways. I think what people were talking about beforehand is the military going to be involved in policing and things like that. It doesn't seem to be. It seems to be they're probably going to be on their southern border as a deterrent. They're also going to do things like build, with the national emergency, build the border wall, which will, prevent people from coming, also create a deterrent. So those are the types of things I think the military will be most used for on this, will be along the southern border and also building wall, building barriers, building structures to prevent people from coming in.
But, Jonathan, not everybody is on board the Trump train. Immigration groups are suing the Trump administration over its move to end birthright citizenship. The lawsuit filed states, quote, by attempting to limit the right to birthright citizenship, the order exceeds the president's authority and runs afoul of the Constitution and federal statute. So, Jonathan, how can Trump's order overcome that?
Yeah, this is going to be immediately challenged in the courts, and two important things, and this has been discussed a lot, and Senator Mike Lee has discussed this issue quite a bit, but basically, birthright citizen means if you're a natural-born citizen subject to the jurisdiction of the United States. So Trump's order is basically saying if you're not here legally to begin with, you and your offspring aren't subject to jurisdiction of the United States. But this will immediately be challenged, but it's still an important win for Trump on a couple of fronts. One, again, it reemphasizes the seriousness he is on this issue, that you're not going to game the system by coming in here, and if you have a child, then the child gets to stay, and then thereby you get to stay in almost most circumstances. So it creates a seriousness, the deterrence on the issue. Also, to provide the court's ability to provide clarity on the issue. The courts need to weigh in on this, and the courts may come back and say this is a role that Congress needs to define what means to be subject to the jurisdiction of the court, or they might outright rule in Trump's favor, or they might outright rule against them. But I think it demands clarity. But either way, it's an important win for the Trump administration, just to show we're done on these issues of just letting anyone game the system.
Yeah, that's important. And there's a disincentivizing effect, one, and finally getting some clarity in the courts, too. Finally, the Senate passes the Laken Riley Act, bipartisan support. 64-35 was the vote. How big a game changer is this, Jonathan, in the fight against illegal migrant crime?
This is a huge game changer on two fronts. One, it means anyone arrested of a theft-related offense, not convicted but arrested, has to be detained by ICE and thereby deported. This really was something that was more catered towards the Biden administration, who was letting everyone else go. The Trump administration isn't inclined to let people go, but this means going forward, hey, if you're here illegally and commit a crime, you're detained and you're going to be removed. So this will keep people safer, and this would have saved Laken Riley's life if this was in effect, as well as other things of the Biden administration they were doing differently would have saved her life too. The other thing, again, it's the same it shows how important security is, public safety is, putting the American citizens ahead of the interests of illegal aliens. But the final thing that's quite important, it really shows a split in the Democratic Party. I think about a third of the Democratic senators voted for this bill. You wouldn't have seen this even 6 months or a year ago. So it does show that this issue has gotten to the Democrats, that they're thinking about it, and there's clearly a split in the party on this. And is this a trend going really tougher on immigration, or is this going to sway back the other way once Trump gets in office? But it really does show that that case woke Americans up like no others to the horrors of illegal immigration and to not enforcing the law. But I think it will ultimately be a positive effect, protects the American public, which is the most important thing the government can be doing.
And Americans voted accordingly. Jonathan Fahey, thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.